watching Mirror now. I'm Amita Balachandra. Let's take a look at the top headlines. 24 hours later, after appalling lack of communication claim, 23 lives, 4 railway department officials suspended. After train tragedy kills several in Muzaffarnagar, Times Network accesses internal report on Utkal Express derailment. Officials admit to lapses on record. 52-year-old ex-hockey player stabbed to death 9 times by his second wife. Property tiff between the married couple. The reason behind gruesome murder. And yet another case of negligence in the national capital. Sanitation workers die while cleaning a sewer in the premises of LNJP Hospital. 3 others hospitalized. Third such incident in a fortnight. And chaos at Delhi IGI airport after a drone was spotted by 2 pilots. Flight operations halted for 40 minutes on Sunday. Investigation underway. It is party over people in AIADMK, OPS, EPS camps confirm merger as netas haggle for power in Tamil Nadu. Aam Aadmi continues to be left in the lurch. And it is official. Close aid confirms Rajini's political entry, claims development and not Dravidian politics in the agenda. And India's Lankan dominance continues. Shikhar Dhawan's unbeaten 132 helps Team India thrash Sri Lanka by 9 wickets in the first ODI. Straight up to a top story we're tracking at this hour. The lack of toilets in villages has once again led to another unfortunate incident towards a woman. A police constable allegedly raped a minor girl who was on her way to defecate in an open field in UP. Allegedly, the victim's father died of a heart attack after he heard of the incident. The police have registered a case of molestation under the POCSO Act and the accused constable has now been arrested. The victim, on the other hand, has alleged that she was gang raped by 8 men. She has also alleged the involvement of a village pradhan in the case.
जो युवती के साथ हुई है और परिजनों ने आरोप लगाया है, उसमें परिजनों की तहरीर पर थाना रेवती में अभियोग पंजीकृत किया गया है और आरोपित आरक्षी को गिरफ्तार भी किया गया है, उसको निलंबित कर दिया गया है। गोपाल नगर की थी वो लड़की और आरक्षी जो आरोपी है वह चौकी गोपाल नगर पर ही तैनात। परिजनों का कहना है कि ये शौच के लिए बाहर गई थी, जिसमें आरक्षी के द्वारा उसके साथ छेड़छाड़ और गलत छेड़छाड़ किया गया और जिसके सदमे में जो है वो उसके जो युवती है उसके पिता की मृत्यु हो गई।
कल रात में जो यहाँ के प्रधान प्रदीप जी है, मैं गई थी बाहर शौच करने शाम को कल, तो क्या किए थे कि हमारे साथ तो क्या बलात्कार किए और साथ में 2-4 आदमी को और एक सिपाही जी थे, उससे भी हमारे साथ बलात्कार करवाए। तो हमारे पिताजी अचानक उनकी मृत्यु हो गई उन्हीं लोगों के कारण।
In fact, we have Amir joining us on the phone line now. Amir, a shocking incident coming in from UP there. A police constable allegedly raped a minor girl who was on her way to defecate in an open field in UP. Tell us what details can you get us on the ongoing investigation?
Yes, this is absolutely appalling, and not just the involvement of the police constable who's finally been arrested, but also the involvement of the village pradhan and his associates. In fact, the girl goes on to say that there were in fact 8 people who were involved into this gang rape, and it is only the police constable who's finally been booked and will perhaps get punishment for what he's done. What is even more shocking is the fact that the village pradhan who was involved into this gang rape case was actually the one who had written the complaint on behalf of the victim. So, imagine the, predicament of the victim who's on one side having to deal with this great tragedy that has happened at her place, wherein her father passed away after hearing of what had happened with with his minor daughter, and on the other side, she's having to, brace herself against the kind of barrage of accusations that are flying against her from the village pradhan, from other people there in the vicinity, and she's also having to, prepare herself for the legal battle ahead, and she's only a minor girl. So, the district administration, the police, completely on the wrong side, and it doesn't seem they've actually taken in a right complaint. In fact, the complainant also happens to be one of the accused who also needs to be booked and arrested for raping a minor. So, the investigation going completely in a lopsided, actually being conducted in a lopsided manner, and senior police officers should actually take note of the matter. And also, this is why this is so, contradictory, is because the kind of position that the government has taken against crime against women, because it is this Yogi government who had initially, after coming to power in UP, had started the practice of anti-Romeo squads at each of the police station level. And look at what this entire dispensation has actually given to this minor girl. 8 people coming out to gang rape her while she'd gone out to relieve herself. And here we have one of those alleged rapists who also goes ahead and writes a complaint in the police station to get all such people punished who were actually involved in the rape case there. So a complete sham of an investigation, and we'll have to see ahead how the senior officials within the police actually respond to this.
Also, Amir, like you pointed out, the accused has now been arrested. But is there also fear that, considering the girl alleged involvement of the village pradhan in this case, that the village pradhan will get away?
Well, yes, absolutely. That was what I was pointing out. Out of these 8 people who were accused of this gang rape, this heinous gang rape, only one, meaning the police constable, has actually been arrested, while the girl in her statement to the media clearly says that it was actually the village pradhan who was actually involved in all of this, and he was the one who had invited his associates to for a stage managed kind of for a planned gang rape case. So it is actually the village pradhan, perhaps, who's the first accused in this case, who actually went ahead and wrote this application, the complaint to the police, on the basis of which only the police constable has been arrested. The police constable could have been on his payrolls to get his work done at the local level, but for the village pradhan and his associates to get away from such accusation, and their names have also not been included in the FIR, is something that the senior police officials actually need to take note of. And apart from that, there are representatives from the government as well, out of the ministers in the BJP government, the local leaders from BJP should have actually come forward to help the minor in this case, who's not just a victim, a survivor of a very heinous gang rape, but her father has also passed away after hearing of such a heinous crime.
Shocker coming in there from UP. Amir, thank you so much for getting us those details. Police constable allegedly raped a minor girl in UP, and the accused now has been arrested, but the victim has also alleged that she was gang raped by 8 men. There's no word on the rest of the people. Away from that story, now moving on. In the last fortnight, 6 sanitation workers have died in New Delhi while cleaning drains. An attempt to clean our cities turned fatal for a 50-year-old Rishi Pal as he entered a toxic gas-filled PWD sewer line in central Delhi's LNGP hospital on Sunday afternoon without any safety equipment. 2 others who went in along with him are battling for life after being rescued in the nick of time. The staggering numbers of deaths of cities' cleaners exposes national capital's hypocrisy and failure as a government.
मैडम कुछ भी सुविधा नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं दिया गया, ना सेप्टिक बेड, ना ऑक्सीजन, ना हमारे पास में मास्क, कुछ भी नहीं है जी।
यहाँ पर आके ये पता चला कि मतलब जैसे 2 जनों को उतारा गया, वो हो गए बेहोश। नीचे जहरीली गैस थी, जहरीली गैस से मौत हुई है उनकी। बस ये पता चला हमें, और कुछ नहीं है। और ठेकेदार फरार है यहाँ से।
सबको पता है, जो उतर गया वो आवाज भी नहीं निकालता। ये आप भी जानते हैं, मीडिया वाले भी जानते हैं, चिल्लाए तो कोई बचा दे। ये गैस ऐसी है जिसके अंदर आवाज भी नहीं निकलती, कोई झांके तो उसको निकाल ले जाए वो भी नीचे रह जाता है। इतनी खतरनाक गैस होने के बाद भी केंद्र सरकार हो या दिल्ली सरकार हो, इनकी आंखें नहीं खुल रही। ये सोचते हैं हाँ दलित परिवार के 5 लाख दे देंगे, 10 लाख दे देंगे, कंपनसेशन दे देंगे, या इनको कुछ और दे के चुप करवा देंगे, नौकरी दे देंगे। ये इसका हल नहीं है। जब तक इनके ऊपर मर्डर का केस नहीं लगेगा, जब तक इनको सजा नहीं होगी।
एकदम से सारे गार्ड आए, मैं उधर पार्क में बैठा हुआ था, सारे गार्डों ने फटाफट सारा रास्ता खाली करवा रहे थे। तो मैंने उनसे जब पता करा तो पता लगा कि सीवर में जो है आदमी जो है गिर के बेहोश हो गए हैं, अंदर सफाई के लिए गए थे। तो मैं जब यहाँ देखने आया तो मैंने देखा यहाँ पे भीड़ लगी हुई थी। तो मैंने देखा फटाफट एक निकाल के जो है फटाफट वो लेके जा रहे थे, बेहोश हो गए थे। उसके बाद में फिर दूसरा और तीसरा ऐसे करके वो निकाले और तीनों ही बेहोश थे और उनको वो फटाफट ले गए।
In fact, this is the third such incident reported in a month. Remember, on the 7th of August, 3 men died while cleaning a drain of Delhi Jal Board in Lajpat Nagar. 5 days later, 2 brothers died when they were cleaning an underground tank of a mall in East Delhi. Absolutely appalling incident there coming in from Delhi in the last fortnight. 6 sanitation workers have died in New Delhi while cleaning drains. In fact, we have Bezawada Wilson, an activist, joining us on the phone line now. Mr. Wilson, absolutely appalling incident, and once again it exposes the government's failure in Delhi, especially considering these workers went out without safety equipment, and this is the 6th such incident in a fortnight.
Yes. See, this is not just one incident, it is the 10th incident happened within a month. And every incident, soon after that, I have written a letter to the Lieutenant Governor and Chief Minister and the NHRC. And on 12th, I have written on the incident soon after midnight to both, stating very clearly that in anywhere in the public places, like a hospitals, malls and everywhere, you must take a undertaking certificate stating that they are aware of the act, they will not entertain any person to enter into their civil line. But they have not taken any action. So I can say very clearly that the CM of the Delhi and the Lieutenant Governor are the killers of my people here in the Delhi. 10 people losing within a, taking all the dead bodies. It is not just painful. In democratic countries, it should happen. It is a challenge for the democracy.
But also, Mr. Wilson, where do the contractors come in cases like these? Because in most of the cases, we've seen that there is lack of safety equipment, and that is what causes such deaths.
See, there is, when this government has taken vote, Chief Minister said very clearly, there will not be any contractual system at all. But he continued all the 3 years. Thereby, the contractors are there. The contractors are not professionals. They don't know how to clean the sewer lines. And you just given the contracts and you are killing. So I don't take the contractor. Somebody is the reason. I take the Delhi Chief Minister, Delhi administration, and the LG is only the Delhi Jal Board and the PWD. They are not
Mr.
taking
Wilson,
any serious matter.
In this case, in the light of this case, the Delhi government has now called for an emergency meeting on Tuesday. Are you hopeful in some sense that key issues will be discussed?
See, meetings and committees is enough formality. That will be happen. That should happen. I am not saying it should not call for emergency meeting, but it must take action. Why can't the Delhi Chief Minister issue a notice immediately stating that in my state nobody should enter? And call all the contractors, call all the officers, the Delhi Jal Board, call the PWD officers, have an emergency meeting. When the people are dying day by day and we are counting the deaths, it is a shameless for the country. And we are not unable, we are purposely killing. This we cannot accept.
Absolutely, Mr. Wilson, thank you so much for joining us here on Mirror Now. In the last fortnight, 6 sanitation workers have died in New Delhi while cleaning drains, and another sanitation worker loses his life there. The most recent one, 50-year-old Rishi, lost his life after entering a toxic gas-filled PWD sewer line in central Delhi. In fact, the Delhi government has now called for an emergency meeting on Tuesday. We're going to keep a close track on that. Away from that story, now moving on, let's take you across a shocking case of domestic homicide coming out of Mumbai's Malad. A 52-year-old former hockey player, Apaya Chenanda, was stabbed to death 9 times by his second wife. The prime suspect, 45-year-old Amita Chenanda, took to stabbing her husband over a property tiff. The couple lived with their 2 children at a high-rise in Malad area. The suspect, Amita, who is currently being treated for minor injuries, told the police officials that the couple used to fight frequently. Neighbors of the couple witnessed her scribbling a will on the paper. She alleges that she stabbed him in self-defense. In fact, we have Richa joining us on the phone line in just a bit, but this is the latest we're getting to you on this story. Ex-hockey player there brutally murdered. Let's also listen in now to the ACP Suresh Shinde, who talks about the case.
मालाड पुलिस स्टेशन एरिया में कल दोपहर 1 बजे काजपाड़ा एरिया के अग्रवाल ट्रिनिटी टावर, यहाँ पर 27 माले पे एक हस्बैंड वाइफ फैमिली उनके 2 बच्चों के साथ रहते हैं। उनमें हस्बैंड वाइफ घर पे होते हुए उनके दोपहर में आपस में झगड़ा हुआ। उनके बीच प्रॉपर्टी के बारे में डिस्प्यूट था। इस झगड़े में वहाँ पर रहने वाली उनकी जो वाइफ है, हस्बैंड वाइफ की जो वाइफ ने घर में जो उनके चाकू से उनके हस्बैंड के छाती पे और पेट पे वार करके उनको जख्मी किया और उनको शताब्दी हॉस्पिटल में लेके जाने के बाद वो डेथ हुए हैं। तो ऐसा फैमिली के मैटर में ये मर्डर केस हमने पुलिस स्टेशन में CR नंबर 323 अंडर सेक्शन 302 FIR उनके बेटे का लेकर रजिस्टर किया है।
Richa Sharma joins us on the phone line with more details. Richa, absolutely shocking incident coming in there. Ex-hockey player murdered all over a property scuffle.
That's right. This 45-year-old woman by the name of Amita Chenanda allegedly stabbed her own husband, Apaya Chenanda, who was all of 52 years of age, 7 to 9 times on his chest and abdomen, as you heard the police also speaking. And speaking to a number of neighbors who were witness to this crime, they saw that as soon as they heard screams and shouting happening from the flat, they immediately rushed to the flat where they found Apaya in a pool of blood, and Amita had also stabbed him repeatedly, according to the police officials, and she herself sustained a number of injuries. That's the reason she's currently residing at the Shatabdi hospital, where she is being treated, and she has been detained by the police, and police is trying to investigate from all angles to find out what exactly led to this big scuffle that led to the death of the husband, and what led the wife to act in this manner.
All right, Richa, many thanks for getting us those details there. The prime suspect has now been detained. In fact, she's also being treated for minor injuries in a hospital. Interestingly, she has alleged that she stabbed her husband in self-defense. On to our continued focus now. Acting quickly on the Kalinga Utkal train derailment at Katoli, Indian Railways has suspended 4 officials for not completing or neglecting their duties, something that had fatal consequences. Along with those suspended, some top officials, including Northern Railways General Manager R.N. Kulshetra and member engineer of the Railways Board, has also been sent on leave. So far, the death toll of the terrible mishap stands at 23, with over 150 people injured. To remind you, viewers, 14 coaches of the Kalinga Utkal train derailed in Muzaffarnagar on Saturday, with parts of coaches entering into homes that flanked the rail tracks, cutting the 36-hour journey from Puri, Odisha to Haridwar, Uttarakhand short. Now, the Railway Ministry has announced compensations of 3.5 lakh rupees for the kin of the deceased, 50,000 rupees for the seriously injured and 25,000 rupees for those who received minor injuries. Criminal negligence there costing 23 lives, over 150 injured in this. And the latest update that we're getting to you here on Mirror Now, 4 railway officials have been suspended, and those include top officials, Northern Railways General Manager and Member Engineer of the Railways Board. We have Apurva joining us on the phone line. Apurva, you've been tracking the story since yesterday. Tell us, what is the latest update? This, of course, has cost 23 lives, but 4 railway officials suspended.
That's right. It is an unprecedented move intended to crack down on the negligence in the railways. The Railway Ministry sent on leave 3 senior officers, including a member of the Railway Board, for the Khatauli tragedy, which has claimed nearly 23 lives, and more than 156 people have been injured. And this entire development comes just 2 days after that incident took place on Saturday evening. Now, in that entire development that we are bringing to light, 3 people, which includes a Railway Board member, Railway General Manager, and another Railways manager, has been sent on leave for further notice, and 4 officers, including a senior divisional engineer, Delhi division, was suspended while the chief track engineer has been transferred. And this entire move really comes just 2 days after that outrage that had come, because there were reports and there was allegations as well on ground by the locals who said that there was some kind of repair work that was on the track, ongoing on that track, which was undertaken, which the Khatauli station superintendent, who the Times Network also spoke to, said that he wasn't aware of any such kind of repair work. So clearly some kind of negligence being brought to light from the railway officials that has almost claimed the lives of 23 people, an incident that perhaps could have averted and saved 23 lives. But an FIR as well had been filed yesterday under Section 304A of the IPC, which is death due to negligence against unknown people. So these are the developments that is really coming out. 4 suspended and 1 has been transferred, while 1 Railway Board member among the 3 officers who've been sent on leave for the crash.
All right, Apurva, many thanks for getting us those details there. In fact, the ATS has also confirmed laxity, and like Apurva was pointing out, in this case that has cost 23 people's lives and over 150 injured in the UP train derailment there. 4 railway officials have now been suspended. Moving on to another story now, flights were temporarily halted for 40 minutes yesterday at New Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport after a drone-like object was allegedly spotted by an AirAsia pilot. All the 3 runways were closed as a precautionary measure and flights were diverted. The Central Indian Security Force and Delhi Police were rushed to the spot, and after their clearance, flights resumed normally at about 7:55 p.m. The police has registered a case against unknown people under Section 188. Investigations continue. Hina joins us on the phone line. Hina, what details can you get us on the investigation?
Well, the investigation is underway. That is something that we can confirm to you. In fact, as you rightly mentioned, flight services to and from IGI Airport were suspended from about 7:10 p.m. yesterday evening till about 7:55 because an AirAsia pilot spotted a drone around Delhi Airport. Now, this is a confirmation that we've got from AirAsia as well as from the Indira Gandhi International Airport. However, sources tell us that a drone was spotted in the afternoon as well. So, in total, 2 drones yesterday were spotted around Indira Gandhi International Airport. The investigation is underway as to where did they come from and what exactly was happening around that point in time. And as a precautionary measures, we are given to understand the flight operations from IGI Airport were suspended for about nearly half an hour, but then they resumed around 7:55 p.m. yesterday evening.
All right, Reena, many thanks for getting us those details there. Flights were temporarily halted for 40 minutes yesterday at New Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport after a drone-like object was allegedly spotted by an Air Asia flight, and the investigation continues. On to some sports news now. India's Lankan dominance continues. Shikhar Dhawan slams an unbeaten 132 as Team India thrashed Sri Lanka by 9 wickets in the first ODI. Chasing 217, Dhawan and Captain Kohli scored 197 for the second wicket to set up a comprehensive victory.